evening, cricket fans. Welcome to your daily dose of action, where we bring you the latest news, top stories, and breaking news from the world of cricket. Now, let's move on to today's top news. Root and Brook hit big centuries to make Pakistan's 556 look inadequate. The third day ended with England only 64 behind Pakistan's 556 with 7 first innings wickets in hand. Sanath Jayasuriya appointed Sri Lanka's full-time head coach. He will remain in the role till the end of the 2026 T20 World Cup. High-flying India favourites for high-scoring contest in Delhi. A win would seal the series for them, with Bangladesh looking for batting improvements. Mahm udullah to retire from T20s after series against India. I think it is the right time to move on from this format for me and the team, especially with the World Cup coming up in less than 2 years. Now, let's move on to today's top news. Responding to Pakistan's mammoth first innings score of 556 after the best part of 2 days in the dirt was always going to require something special from England. Not only did they respond emphatically to end day 3 of this first test on 492 for 3, trailing by just 64, but they did so in historic fashion. Joe Root became England's leading test run scorer, passing Sir Alastair Cook's record of 12,473 runs on his way to a 35th Test 100. It was typical Root, unassuming and busy with just 12 fours, set against Harry Brook's boisterous 141 from 173 deliveries, picking up where he left off from a player of the series performance on the 2022 tour of Pakistan, with his 4th century against them in as many matches. As it happens, this is Root's first on these shores, and it has come after spending all day at the crease. He was the last England batter to achieve that feat against Sri Lanka in Galle 3 years ago, meaning he has been absent for just 8 deliveries of the 250 overs of this match so far. Sanath Jayasuriya has been appointed head coach of Sri Lanka's men's team until the end of the 2026 T20 World Cup. He had been their coach since early July, but had been functioning in an interim capacity. But having now impressed in the role, Sri Lanka cricket has given him the full-time job. Under Jayasuriya over the past few months, Sri Lanka won their first bilateral ODI series against India in 27 years, defeated England away in a test for the first time in 10 years, and more recently whitewashed New Zealand 2-0 in home tests to give the team an outside chance of qualifying for the World Test Championship final. The Executive Committee of Sri Lanka Cricket made this decision taking into consideration the team's good performances in the recent tours against India, England, and New Zealand, where Jayasuriya was in charge as the interim head coach, the board statement said. This is Jayasuriya's first serious foray into coaching. He has said in various interviews that he views his primary role as creating an environment in which players can operate with freedom. Players appear to have been receptive to his methods, with several providing glowing reviews in public. Despite 2 debutants and plenty of fresh faces in the side, India steamrolled Bangladesh in the first T20I in Gwalior, chasing down 128 inside 12 overs. Yes, India were always the favourites, but this also showed how far Bangladesh are behind the curve in T20I cricket. The way India played showed that Suryakumar Yadav and Gautam Gambhir are continuing the attacking template set by Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid that helped them clinch the T20 World Cup earlier this year. Apart from Nitish Kumar Reddy, 16 not out off 15 balls, everyone batted at a strike rate above 150. Moreover, they no longer suffer from the problem of their batters not chipping in with the ball. Their XI in the first T20I had as many as 8 bowling options, something Suryakumar called a happy headache. On the other hand, Bangladesh captain Najmul Hussain Shanto admitted that his batters do not know how to score 180 in a T20I, as they are used to playing on 140 to 150 pitches at home. But that is one hurdle they will have to overcome if they are to keep the series alive. Mahm udullah will retire from T20s at the end of Bangladesh's ongoing bilateral series in India. He made the announcement on Tuesday, at a press conference on the eve of the second game in Delhi. Mahm udullah, 38, said that he had informed the relevant people in Bangladesh cricket about his decision and will continue playing ODIs. I am retiring from T20I cricket after the last game of this series. I was pre-decided before coming here, Mahm udullah said. I had a chat with my family. I spoke to the coach, Chandika Hatharusinga, captain, Najmul Hussain Shanto, chief selector, Ghazi Ashraf Hussain, and the board president, Farooq Ahmed, as well. I think it is the right time to move on from this format, for me and the team, especially with the World Cup coming up in less than 2 years. I will concentrate on the one-day game. 3 years ago, Mahm udullah had retired from tests during a game against Zimbabwe. His white ball career went off the rails somewhat when he was dropped for 2 years from the T20I side, missing 27 matches between 2022 and 2023. He returned in T20s with a 54 against Sri Lanka earlier this year, but had an ordinary campaign at the T20 World Cup before falling for one in the first T20I against India in Gwalior. Thanks for joining us for all the latest action. Until next time, stay passionate and keep the spirit alive.